We will call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Monday, September 15th, 2025. And I would ask that you all please rise for a brief invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as we meet in what many people would describe as a troubling world, we are ever thankful for the unity and support and appreciation and love of one another that seems quite evident in Batavia and all the things that we do. The tremendous outturning of success of people coming to concerts and practices and sports events and school events and church events speaks wonders about the Batavia and its love for its community and doing the things that are right for it. And so we just tonight want to especially make a special moment of thanks to that moment that Batavia is such a friendly and caring place, that we are one that really shines in the face of the earth, which has a lot of troubling places otherwise. Tonight, as always, we want to remember those from our community who are serving in foreign soil in defense of the liberties of the United States of America. And we just ask that a special blessing be shined on each and every one of these men and women as they go about their vital missions. And as always, we ask for appreciation and vision and understanding and discussion by our city council as they act on the items of business before them, knowing that in each and every one of them, in their hearts and minds, they are here to do what is in the very best interest of Batavia and its future. We ask for all these blessings. Amen. Who would like to do the Pledge of Allegiance? We got a volunteer. Alderman Wolf.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. I'd ask the city clerk to please call the roll.
Barraza? Lancy?
Here.
Beck? Here. Malay?
Here.
Malone?
Here.
Wolf?
Here.
Solfa?
Here.
Barron?
Here.
Lehman? Lohman?
Here.
Pieper?
Here.
Fehrenbach?
Here.
Anderson?
Here.
Vogelsinger? Absent. 2 absent, 12 present.
We have the necessary quorum to conduct business. All right, moving to item 4 is a reminder from the chair that if you are going to address the city council tonight, this is all on TV, as most of you know. And so we ask that you come up and use the podium where the microphone is, and that you speak very closely into that microphone so that people watching on TV can hear what you're saying and the discussion that will follow. So we appreciate that very much. And moving then to item number 5, items to be removed, added, or changed on tonight's agenda. Do we have anything? Alderman Wolf?
We need to add an executive session for purchase and sale of electricity.
That will be under 12A.
Yes. Make that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion and second to amend the agenda for purchase of electricity. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll on the motion to amend the agenda.
Starting with Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron?
Aye.
Lehman?
Aye.
Lohman?
Aye.
Pieper?
Aye.
Fehrenbach?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
Lancy?
Aye.
Beck? Malay?
Aye.
Malone?
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Very good. Does anybody in the council have anything they want added or removed? What we just did? All right, moving forward to item 6, the consent agenda. First is to accept and place on file item 6-1 commit.
Have Alderman Beck read it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alderman Barron.
Alderman Barron, all right.
Your Honor, the consent agenda reads as follows. Accept and place on file Committee of the Whole minutes, August 26, 2025. Planning Commission minutes, May 7th, 2025, and June 25th, 2025. Approvals. Payroll fund totals for 9/12/2025 is $1,098,501.22. The accounts payable total for the September 15th meeting is $4,492,393.09. Approve City Council minutes for July 1st, 2025, August 4th, 2025, August 18th, 2025, and September 2nd, 2025. Approval, City Council Executive Session Minutes, September 2nd, 2025, Purchase and Sale of Electricity. Approval, 2025-2026 Meeting Calendar. Resolution 2025-111-R, Grant of Subdivision Variation for a Porch Addition, 744 Thorson Lane, James and Nancy Gongaware, applicant. Ordinance 2025-45, amending the official zoning map to amend a planning development grant by Ordinance 3-15 for property at 873 through 875 North Randall Road. Monroe Property Group applicant. Ordinance 2025-45, zoning map amendment for 915 to 917 Main Street, and Resolution 2025-112-R, preliminary and final plat of subdivision for 915 through 927 Main Street. Your Honor, I move we approve the consent agenda as read.
Motion by second for the approval of the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Loman.
Aye.
Pieper.
Aye.
Fehrenbach.
Aye.
Anderson. Lancy.
Aye.
Beck. Malay. Malone.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
12 present, 2 absent, 12 yes, no nos.
Consent agenda is approved. Okay, moving to item number 7 is matters from the public for items not on the agenda. Does anybody this evening in the audience wish to address the city council? Okay. All right, moving to item number 8, which is presentation and update on the wastewater treatment plant rehabilitation project, and we're honored to have Scott Trotter, who is the man in charge of that event. Mr. Trotter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. So real briefly, everyone is aware of this project, and this is the monthly update for September. Just moving quickly along. The overall project includes a new headworks facility, primary clarifiers, site piping, as well as a primary clarifier control building, some improvements to the sludge handling building, and then we'll be talking about some punch list work. Just some project photos from this month to show the progress. Final utility installations for NICOR and a new gas meter. More NICOR piping outside the plant. Installation of light poles as we get ready to, we prepare to restore the site. Actually getting the windows inside of the headworks building. Closing this building up will allow us to start up all of the equipment, including HVAC as well as fire protection. Fire suppression system and electrical punch out. HVAC balancing and installation. So this is an aerial view of that new structure located next to the laboratory on August 15th. Doesn't look a whole lot different today from that angle, but I assure you that the building is secured, been complete, and we are now ready to start up of the process. Another picture from August 15th. This is the front of the building from Flynn. And then today. So we are ready to begin the restoration process. This is a picture of the primary clarifiers. The purpose of the primary clarifiers is to settle suspended solids. It will remove roughly 50% of the suspended solids so the biological process does not need to treat those. At this point, we're showing some final tie-ins for piping as we prepare for startup. A lot of these connections had to be made temporarily, as you know. As we're switching over processes, it becomes imperative that the work is done in sequence. The structure you're seeing in the background is the new pump station. It has three purposes. One is plant drain. The other one replaces Island Avenue, which is the sewer that comes down this street. And the third one is for side stream treatment in the future that will allow centrate to be treated prior to entering the process. There is an aerial view from August 15th. What you're seeing, the four circular primary clarifiers, as well as just in the foreground there is the new primary clarifier control building, including the new sludge pumps. And that is the picture from September 7th, last week. During the last month, the last of the chopper pumps were installed in the anaerobic digesters. That will allow for more efficient movement within the digesters and mixing. Control panels as well. Upgrades to the sludge handling building, which were required. This is a final picture of the final clarifiers. What the picture is showing you is that there was the rehabilitation needed, and this is prior to that rehabilitation. The clarifier mechanisms themselves are stainless steel, so most of that was preserved. Some components, though, needed to be replaced. Overall, on the project, as you can see, the city has invested almost $43 million in this project, and we are close on to completion. We have completed 96% of the work and only used 72% of the project schedule, which therefore means that this project has gone very smoothly and very well. As evidence to that, the total change orders to date, and there are no change orders lingering at this time, is only 0.2% of the contract and 0 time extensions. Just for an update on schedule, this is the contractor schedule according to when he needs to be complete, which was June of 26. If you look at what will actually happen, is the final clarifiers have been started up. The new Headworks facility, and if I didn't mention this, that provides the screening and removal of inorganics as well as grit within that facility. The windows have been installed, as you have seen. That facility is ready to be started up, and there is odor control provided with that facility. So it will improve the environment downtown. The new primary clarifiers will be started up a month later, or probably in close proximity. So the last thing to be started up will be the sludge handling building, which will happen in December. Essentially, we'll be doing punch list items this winter, and we anticipate that the project will be completed early spring or 4 months ahead of schedule. And if there's any questions, I would answer those at this time.
Any questions? As I think I've said to the council several times, I've now received several inquiries from other cities who are quite interested in this project and are asking that when it's done, and I tell them I'm not sure when that's going to be, but in the near future, that they want to maybe bring their city councils over and have somebody that knows what's going on in there walk them around. So you'll be getting my call when that happens. But
I appreciate it,
you
sir.
may get some more business out of it. But I mean, it's looked upon, I think, by many in the area as kind of a model of how a water treatment plant should be built and managed and handled, and that when we get it all running, we're going to have some of the cleanest discharging water in the state of Illinois coming out of that plant. So I'm led to believe so.
Absolutely.
So thank you for your great job. Anybody else in the council, any questions? All right, thank you. All right. Next is Batavia Main Street.
lower that a touch. Good evening. Thanks for having me here tonight. We hosted a successful block party at the end of August. Saw many of you there. Out of all of the events that we do, Block Party allows us to really collaborate with a lot of our community partners. So wanted to highlight that here on this slide. The Depot Museum does a fantastic job of coordinating the car show for us. The Mothers Club with the Pie Bake Off, Congregational Church hosting the Kids Zone. So we're very appreciative of their support and really couldn't host that event without all of that help. We also wanted to take a moment to point out some of the other ways that we collaborate with other downtown organizations year-round. We recently heard from the Batavia Public Art Initiative asking us to help promote fundraising for their newest mural project and help them recruit volunteers to paint, and we were happy to do that. I was out there last week painting myself, and it was a great time with several downtown merchants, and it's really turning out beautiful. We also work with Water Street Studios every year to co-host Winterfest Art Market. Not only do they host the market in their location, but they also help us to jury the vendors, market the event, and manage all of those weekend operations. And then lastly, every season we offer a community and kids tent at our farmers market. And this allows different nonprofits and other organizations to have an opportunity to get in front of the community at the market. And this season, we've hosted over 45 organizations. So just wanted to make note of that. A couple of Boardwalk Shop updates. Jacqueline Sue Boutique opened a brick and mortar location in Lamont this past weekend. The location was formerly a women's boutique, and they actually reached out to Jacqueline directly and asked her to take over the lease in that location. So we are excited for her, and she will be with us at the Boardwalk through the end of the season. And then applications for our 2026 season, the 7th season of the Boardwalk, open October 1st. Those will be open through January 15th. And each year we get a great selection of applicants. But as many of you know, we also do a lot of recruitment year-round for that program. And we've had a lot of wonderful conversations already with prospective businesses planning to apply. That said, since I'm in front of you tonight, if you know of any businesses that you think would be a good fit at the Boardwalk or types of businesses, we would sure appreciate your referral to the program because we're always looking for things that are different and unique and that will really complement our existing retail here in Batavia. And then I know we've been sharing a lot of our news coverage with you recently, so I wanted to focus on some other downtown promotions that we do year-round. The center image on the slide is an interactive signboard that we have in the lobby of the Fox Valley Ice Arena. This hosts directories and information on visiting Batavia so that when people go to the arena, we hope that they'll come and visit us after. And just a few other things on here. We do write a bi-monthly editorial for the Batavian magazine, as well as regularly purchase additional mailings with them and editorials through Shaw Media. And then we offer our downtown businesses an opportunity to pop up at the farmers market for free once a season as well. And then lastly, Beth and I have been participating in several training courses that we wanted to mention to you all tonight. We received a scholarship from Main Street America to participate in their Supporting Small Businesses on Main Street course. And this has been a really great opportunity for us to discuss challenges of small businesses nationwide, as well as collaborate with other Main Street directors all across the country. And then we've also been participating in a 4-week real estate redevelopment 101 series hosted by Illinois Main Street. The goal of that course is really to explore Main Street's role in economic development, and we're working to expand our knowledge to better understand property marketing, business recruitment, and how we can continue to support the city in downtown development. So that is it for me, unless anyone has any questions.
Any questions of Main Street tonight? Thank you for your continued great job that you're doing.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving then to item 10 under regular agenda. The first is the appointment and reappointment of Laura Newman to the Police Pension Board for a 2-year term expiring in September of 2027. Somebody care to make that as a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Wolf?
Yes.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron? Lehman? Loman? Pieper?
Aye.
Fehrenbach?
Aye.
Anderson? Lancy? Beck? Malay? Malone?
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved. Moving to item 10.2, appointment of Doug Elderkamp to be a member of the Batavia Plan Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term to expire June 1st of 2028. Somebody make that a motion?
So moved.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Malay?
Aye.
Malone?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron? Lehman? Loman? Pieper?
Aye.
Fehrenbach?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
Lancy? Beck? 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Very good. And Mr. Elderkamp is sitting right here in the front row, so he's ever attentive. So welcome aboard and glad to have you. We were getting kind of short on east side people on the Plan Commission, so you lived on the right side of town for me. All right, moving then to item 10.3. I think we got a few folks here because of this. We have a proclamation proclaiming National Hispanic Heritage Month. Alderman Malone.
City of Batavia, a proclamation in honor of National Hispanic Heritage Month, September 15 to October 15, 2025. Whereas each year the United States observes National Hispanic Heritage Month from September 15 to October 15 by recognizing and celebrating the history, traditions, cultural diversity, and countless contributions of those whose ancestors were indigenous to North America, including Mexico and Puerto Rico, as well as those whose ancestors came from Central America, South America, Spain, and the Caribbean. And Ciudad de Batavia, una proclamación en honor al Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, del 15 de septiembre del 2025 al 15 de octubre del 2025. Considerando que cada año los Estados Unidos celebran el Mes Nacional de la Herencia Hispana, del 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre, reconociendo y celebrando la historia, las tradiciones, la diversidad cultural y las innumerables contribuciones de aquellas cuyos antepasados fueron indígenas de América del Norte, incluido México y Puerto Rico, así como aquellos que vinieron de América Central, América del Sur, España y el Caribe. Y whereas the date, September 15, is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for the Latin American countries of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Additionally, Mexico and Chile celebrate their Independence Days on September 16 and September 18, respectively. And considerando que la fecha del 15 de septiembre switching the Spanish to English, es significativa porque es el aniversario de la independencia de los países latinoamericanos, de Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras y Nicaragua. Además, México y Chile celebran sus días de independencia el 16 y 18 de septiembre, respectivamente. Y whereas the City of Batavia recognizes and honors the rich diversity within our communities, and in an effort to foster an environment of inclusivity and respect, acknowledges that the terms Hispanic and Latina, Latino, Latinx, Latine are not interchangeable, as those who identify as Hispanic may trace their heritage to Spanish-speaking countries or Spain. Conversely, Latina, Latino, Latinx, Latine encompasses individuals from Latin American countries who may not necessarily speak Spanish and embody a range of racial and ethnic backgrounds, including, but not limited to, Indigenous, African, Portuguese, European, and Asian heritage. And considerando que la ciudad de Batavia reconoce y honra la diversidad dentro de nuestras comunidades y en un esfuerzo por fomentar un ambiente de inclusión y respeto reconoce que los términos hispano y latina, latino, latinex, latine no son intercambiables, ya que aquellos que se identifican como hispanos pueden rastrar su herencia a países de habla hispana o a España. Por el contrario, latina, latino, latinex, latine abarca a las personas de países latinoamericanos que no necesariamente hablan español y que encarnan una variedad de orígenes raciales y étnicos que incluyen, entre otros, herencia indígena, africana, portuguesa, europea y asiática. Y whereas this year's theme, Collective Heritage, Honoring the Past, Inspiring the Future, recognizes all the Hispanic and Latin Americans who have been trailblazers, game changers, and innovators, paving the way for future generations. And considerando que el tema de este año, herencia colectiva, honrando el pasado, inspirando el futuro, reconoce a todos los hispanos y latinoamericanos que han sido pioneros, agentes de cambio e innovadores, abriendo el camino para las generaciones futuras. Y whereas the Hispanic and Latin American residents make up approximately 8% of Batavia's population and have enriched the cultural, civic, educational, and economic vitality of our community. And considerando que los residentes hispanos y latinoamericanos representan aproximadamente el 8% de la población de Batavia y han enriquecido la vitalidad cultural, cívica, educativa y económica de nuestra comunidad. Y whereas Batavia is home to several businesses owned and operated by members of the Hispanic and Latin American community, which enhances the city's local economy and contributes to the community's growth, innovation, and vibrancy. And considerando que Batavia es el hogar de varias empresas propiedad de y operadas por miembros de la comunidad hispana y latinoamericana, lo que mejora la economía local de la ciudad y contribuye al crecimiento, la innovación y la vitalidad de la comunidad. Y whereas Hispanic and Latin American educators in Batavia Public School District 101, as well as in private, parochial, and daycare programs, play a vital role in shaping the next generation by fostering academic achievement, cultural understanding, and a lifelong learning among students of all backgrounds. And considerando que los educadores hispanos y latinoamericanos en el Distrito Escolar Público 101 de Batavia, así como en programas privados, parroquiales y de guardería, desempeñan un papel vital en la formación de la próxima generación al fomentar el logro académico, la comprensión cultural y el aprendizaje permanente entre estudiantes de todos los orígenes. Y whereas the City of Batavia's Hispanic and Latin American employees deliver services and provide leadership across departments and governmental entities, contributing many years of dedicated service to our community. And considerando que los empleados hispanos y latinoamericanos de la ciudad de Batavia presten servicios y brindan liderazgo en todos los departamentos y entidades gubernamentales, contribuyendo con muchos años de servicio dedicado a nuestra comunidad. Y whereas Charles Chemes, a U.S. Army veteran of World War II and longtime City of Batavia Water Department foreman, honored his proud Mexican heritage by beginning the tradition of decorating one holiday tree in Batavia with red lights, a custom that continues today as a symbol of cultural pride and community spirit. Considerando que Charles Chemes, un veterano del Ejército de los Estados Unidos de la Segunda Guerra Mundial y capataz del Departamento de Aguas de la ciudad de Batavia, durante mucho tiempo honró su orgullosa herencia mexicana al comenzar la tradición de decorar un árbol navideño en Batavia con luces rojas, una costumbre que continúa hoy como un símbolo de orgullo cultural y espíritu comunitario. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey D. Shelkey, Mayor of the City of Batavia, do hereby proclaim September 15 through October 15, 2025, Hispanic Heritage Month, and encourage all residents to celebrate the unique and vibrant history of our diverse communities and recommit ourselves to a shared future of healthy, peaceful, safe, and sustainable communities for all. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Batavia to be affixed this 15th of September, 2025. Ahora, por lo tanto, yo, Jeffrey D. Shelkey, alcalde de la ciudad de Batavia, por la presente proclamo del 15 de septiembre al 15 de octubre del 2025, mes de la herencia hispana, y alienta a todos los residentes a celebrar la historia única y vibrante de nuestras diversas comunidades y volver a comprometernos con un futuro compartido de comunidades saludables, pacíficas, seguras y sostenibles para todos. En testimonio de lo cual firmo el presente y hago que se coloque el sello de la ciudad de Batavia este 15 de septiembre del 2025. I wasn't sure I would be able to read this tonight because there's a lot of heaviness affecting our Hispanic and Latin American population. This month should be a time for celebrating our diversity, and it comes at a time when we're living in fear because of it. I wanted to highlight that the Illinois Coalition of Immigration and Refugee Rights Rapid Response Network has several teams in the area, Aurora, DeKalb, Elgin, Wego, DuPage, of trained volunteers that help identify when ICE is in the area and helps inform our residents of their rights. So if you want to help, you can call 855-HELP-MY-FAMILY when you think you've seen ICE. Thank you, City of Batavia, for continuing to recognize and celebrate our community. Among us today, we have several folks here who identify as Hispanic or Latin American, and also supporters of that community. And we have our local business owners, educators, organizational leaders, and trusted community partners. I would like to invite them to accept this proclamation, as well as Charlie Chemis' family, who's here as well, and share a few words if they'd like.
Could you make a motion for the council can vote on that?
I'd like to motion for council to vote on this proclamation. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. Why don't you call the roll?
Lohman. Pieper. Fehrenbach.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Lancy. Beck. Malay.
Aye.
Malone.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa. Barron. Lehman. 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved. Let me just say, before we invite the families up, I had the honor, growing up in this town, of being Mr. Chemis's neighbor when I was a kid. And so I got to know him very early on, and then later on, when I ascended to be the mayor, he took great approval of the fact that his old neighbor was now the mayor of Batavia. And he used to have a joke about how for 3 Christmas Eves in a row, he got called away from his family because a water line broke someplace, and it was an annual event. And the first year, I guess we got this Public Works building built and opened, he didn't get a call out. And he credited, I don't know to whom, but he thought there was some hidden meaning in all that. But he was our water foreman for a number of years and really did a wondrous job. And I cannot begin to tell you the number of older senior residents in town that had him stop by because something they thought was going wrong, and he'd jump in there and figure it out for them. And he was a 24-hour-a-day employee, I will tell you that. He didn't stay away, he was always here. And so when we had the groundbreaking, or I guess it was the ribbon cutting for the new Public Works building, he wanted to know if he could help me cut the ribbon. And so I think we did that. And if you go out to the Public Works building today, there's a picture of he and I in some part of that ceremony that's hanging on the wall out there. And he's obviously not with us, unfortunately, anymore, but he took great pride in having that picture of him at the Public Works building when we cut the ribbon. So he just was a City of Batavia personality, second to none, and is one that is so fondly remembered by so many people. And and as he used to express to me on a number of occasions, there were so many Hispanic, Spanish people that were welcomed into Batavia and felt that this was a nice home for them, and how proud he was of this city that we had that going on in our town. And he said he couldn't have found a better place to raise his own family than in Batavia, Illinois. So he really helped bring this whole movement along. And I'm sure he's smiling down on us tonight as he watches this ceremony go forward. So I'll turn it back to you. You want to bring some people up?
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So I'd like to invite the family of Charles Chemes first to accept the proclamation, and if they'd like to share a few words.
Want me? You're putting me in the middle of all my old neighbors. Yeah. These were little kids, and I could tell stories.
We can tell stories about you, too.
Love it.
I wasn't prepared, but there's 6 of us girls in the family. I'm number 5. My name's Julie. We all stayed here because we love Batavia, raised our kids all here. My dad, as he said, passed a few years ago. But we have all of our grandkids, his grandkids are here, great-grandkids. Few of us went off to school or whatever and came back to raise our families here in Batavia. And Mr. Schelke has been, a friend of the family, our neighbor. But my dad also helped out in the community after he retired. He would do side jobs for people that were retired or couldn't get out of their house, or he would do plumbing jobs for them, and they'd give him a cake, a 6-pack of beer. If you know my dad, he liked Ham's beer. He just loved this community and found ways to help out. And he did do the red Christmas tree, so when you do see it, just look up and think of my dad. But we just want to say thank you. It's an honor for our whole family and a pleasure. Thank you.
You.
I'd also like to invite, I know that there are a few folks here that I see, so I'll call them out. Hugo Saltager, who manages the Valley Sheltered Workshop. If you'd like to say a few words. Daisy and Gerardo Para, who own and operate the Cinco de Mayo Market. Anna Karen Leon, who owns and operates the AHA K-Pop Bakery and the Boardwalk Shops. Bridget Garcia Johnson, who owns and operates the Red Hive Market. Juliana Cancelo and Sylvia Sanchez, who own and operate Bocaditos. Lucy Martinez, who owns and operates 63rd Street Apothecary. And some educators in the BPS 101 district that are here, and any other community members that I've missed. If I didn't get your RSVP in time, please come on up. I invite you to share a few words if you'd like, and you guys can accept this proclamation as a group. You can take a picture. So come on up if you'd like.
Excuse me, I'm a little late to the Charlie Chamis tribute here. I moved a little slow back there. I was sitting in the back. Just one thing I wanted to say about my Uncle Charlie was that he was a proud member, veteran of the U.S. Army, served in North Africa as well as Europe during World War II. My father's brothers, Robert Malgosa, served in the Navy during the Korean War. Their younger brother, Joe Malgosa, served in the Army after the Korean War, but in Korea. And just want to say how proud I am of their service, their dedication to country. They certainly want to do their part to contribute as citizens of the U.S. I kind of follow that tradition as well. I joined the Army. Big part of that was because of Uncle Charlie. That's why I chose that branch. But big influence of not only Uncle Charlie, but my uncles as well, all residents of Batavia.
Want me back up there?
Family, come back up. You're a big one. Anybody else?
You're an ally.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I always call him Mr. Mayor because that's what my dad always called every mayor, Mr. Mayor. And I think he just didn't know the mayor's last names. I actually thought we were going to get some history from Mr. Mayor today, Mayor Schelke, about when the proclamation was created. And so I went online and I wanted to see, like, what is the history? A lot of us born and raised here in America don't know our heritage, don't know all those things. We see what's in our life. And I'll tell you, for our family, even me being a first-generation Hispanic American, there was a lot of first in my life. I'm the first in my family to go to college and graduate. I think that's it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the first Hispanic executive director of Valley Shelter Workshop. I'm the first in my family to be appointed to a governor's task force. There's a lot of first. And I hear this is the first time that the proclamation's been done here in Batavia. And I'll tell you, since coming to Batavia and meeting Mayor Schelke and Laura and everybody else that's on this dais today, you have made me feel welcome as a Hispanic individual. The Batavia community is one that is heartwarming, loving, and embracing of all. And since day one, they've been telling me to move here. One day I'm saving money. But I know, as many Hispanics that are in this room with us, that we have parents that haven't seen us get to our first. As you said, this proclamation is to acknowledge the bright history, present, future, and the presence and the future. And a lot of our history that we're given, those people are no longer with us. And we stand before you at this present moment in a time that we are very worried and we're very not knowing what's next. But I'll tell you, in this community, I know there's a lot of people that love Hispanics, that will be there for Hispanics. And I know the future that's being built here in Batavia and throughout the Fox Valley is that my children will be a vital part of each one of them. And I thank you for that. I thank you for acknowledging our family, our history, and our American dream together. Thank you.
I'm just going to say that everything that Hugo said is absolutely spot on. I was born in Havana, Cuba. I came to the United States in 1968 when I was 5 years old with my parents. And what a beautiful town Batavia is. Welcoming. I own with my husband, who sadly is not Hispanic. Too bad for him. We own Red Hive Market, and we get to see so many amazing residents through our shop. And it is just beautiful seeing the harmonious and prideful feeling that our residents have. So thank you, Mayor, thank you, Alderperson, for doing this resolution. Thank you.
Hi, so I'm going to try not to get emotional because I'm a very emotional person. My dad was a migrant worker who would listen to the radio certain months of the year, and they would travel. They'd scrape up whatever money they could to travel to a state so that they can be chosen to be a migrant worker. He worked so many years doing that. Was sent back because he lied about his age. He just wanted to be out here. He wanted to make money for the family, and like most workers do, they come here to make money to send back home, which is what he did for so many years for the whole family. And after he got married, it was the same thing. It was helping two families now. My dad was a proud resident of Batavia for over 20 years before he died. And for you to do this and to say it in Spanish, he would be so proud. He would be so proud. He had several businesses on the side. We would go to Chicago and open up a weekend store because he wanted to be that entrepreneur. He wanted to have a shop, and he wanted to show us that as long as we did that hard work, we can accomplish what we wanted. So to have him not here today, but to do this, I know he's looking down and he's really happy. So thank you. I'm grateful to be part of Batavia. I'm really proud to be part of Batavia. I've been here for over 25 years. I moved closer to be by my parents, and they ended up moving here 6 months later. So of course I followed them and haven't left since. So thank you. I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Else that would like to share a few words?
Yes, we're done. I want to thank everybody for coming down tonight. I think this was a very special moment in the history of Batavia. Well, we just leave it at that we did this and showed our true spirits of what we are all about and what this town is all about and what this town has been about for many, many, many years. And that's what I think really makes this a very special place for so many of us to be fortunate to live here. Do you want to say something?
Yes, I forgot that I was supposed to read this for a teacher that couldn't make it today.
Oh, go ahead.
This is from Jennifer Melendez, who's a teacher in BPS 101. She said, "Hello, my name is Jennifer Melendez. This is my 17th year as an art educator at Batavia High School, and I am one of the few Hispanic teachers in the district. Growing up, I wanted to become a teacher because I didn't have anyone who looked like me. Minority representation in all fields is so important and vital in education. I want my Hispanic students to be able to see themselves in me and know that they can be anything that they want to be. Thank you to Mayor Schelke and the City of Batavia for commemorating National Hispanic and Latin American Heritage Month." I'm getting emotional because the reason that I'm on this council is because I also want to be representative, and I want to be a role model for my kids and people that look like me. So thank you, City of Batavia, for electing me to be on your city council.
Our little ceremony here tonight. I appreciate you coming and helping put it together and executing it. I think I'm very pleased to see how nicely done this whole thing was. Okay, let's move then to item 10.4 on our regular agenda, which is proclamation recognizing Information Technology Professionals Day, the Batavia Fire Department Finance Week, and Human Resources Professional Day. And I guess each one of these is a separate proclamation. Am I?
No, it's all in one.
Oh, it's all in one?
Yeah,
Somebody want to read that?
I will. I'll wait for the crowd that are leaving.
We have several members of those departments who are here today. May I ask them to please join me up here at the podium for the reading of the proclamation? That's what I said.
Awesome.
Spread over the building.
All right, thank you. Proclamation. Whereas September marks the annual recognition days and weeks for several City of Batavia personnel, each of whom provide vital services that ensure the safety, efficiency, and well-being of our community. And whereas September 16th, 2025 is Information Technology Professionals Day, recognizing the City of Batavia Information Technology Department, which in 2024 answered 1,150 service requests, managed technology for 254 licensed network employees, maintained 202 computers, 190 phones, and 175 mobile phones, and supported resources through GSI that were visited more than 100,000 times, keeping city systems reliable, connected, and secure. And whereas the Batavia Fire Department was established on September 18th, 1866, we honor the professionals of the Batavia Fire Department, which in 2024 responded to 1,930 fire calls and 3,337 emergency medical service calls, completed 12,544 hours of training, provided 136 public education and safety events, conducted 805 commercial occupancy inspections, and reviewed 168 new building and renovation plans, all to protect and serve the residents of Batavia. And whereas September 22nd through 26, 2025 is Finance Week, celebrating the Finance Department, which in 2024 processed 151,080 utility bills, completed 2,276 meter changes, sold 5,095 refuse stickers, issued 252 purchase orders and 5,737 checks, added 233 new vendors, issued 901 invoices, accounted for payroll exceeding 27 million, oversaw expenses over 1 million, and earned over $3 million in investment income, ensuring the financial strength and accountability of this city. And whereas September 26, 2025 is Human Resources Professional Day, honoring the human resource staff who supported recruitment, employee development, and workplace well-being, helping to ensure the city departments are staffed with skilled and dedicated professionals who serve the residents of Batavia with excellence. And whereas each of these teams play a unique but interconnected role in making Batavia a safe, vibrant, and well-managed city, and their collective expertise is essential to the success of our community. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey D. Shelkey, Mayor of Batavia, Illinois, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as a month of recognition for our fire department, information technology professionals, finance department, and human resources professionals, and encourage all residents to join me in thanking these dedicated city staff members for their service and commitment to making Batavia a wonderful place to live and work. I move we accept the proclamation.
Barron?
Aye.
Lehman? Aye. Lohman? Aye. Pieper? Aye. Fahrenbach?
Aye.
Anderson?
Aye.
Lancy?
Aye.
Beck? Aye. Malay?
Aye.
Malone?
Aye.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
12 yes, no, 2 absent.
That was a lot of numbers.
I have numbers, and it shows the incredible amount of service that these folks provide. But what it didn't really get into, and what I am most grateful for, is the passion that each of them serve the community with, whether it is our IT staff being the technology backbone of the organization, striving to provide employees with the best tools with which to do their job and keep those systems up and running, or it's the members of our finance department who truly realize the incredible responsibility it is to manage the public funds and make sure that those are preserved and that they are spent wisely, and that there is oversight to make sure that everything is handled exactly as it should be. Investing the city's funds to make sure that we realize, the appropriate gains that we can see. That's all done in-house. Some other places hire outside services to do that, but we have individuals within our department, Peggy, who are very passionate about performing that work for our city, and as well our individuals in utility billing. We're very proud to have city utilities to provide service to the members of our community, and those in utility billing have some of the toughest jobs in our organization, frankly, of managing the collection of those rates, showing that balance of compassion for those in our community who struggle, and yet also realizing that they have a dedication to the other ratepayers in our organization to handle collecting those funds appropriately. And then HR. HR is all about the people in our organization. They do so much to maintain the great culture that we have within this organization, and to not only handle things like collective bargaining and filling open positions, but creating team environment here. And while we're over 200 employees, we have so many opportunities to get to know one another, and it really is like a family. And our fire department, who are there for you on your very worst day. And through their dedication, service, professionalism, training, are the best of the best. And that shows through in our ISO 1 certification, but just through the innumerable messages that we get from our community about how our fire departments just went above and beyond to help them. So it's an honor for me to be able to serve alongside all of these departments. September just happened to be a time when so many of those were honored in the same month, but they each deserve their own year as far as I'm concerned. So thank you very much for the honor.
Yeah, and just a second on what Laura's just said. The group that you have before you here is kind of the backbone of the staff. And we have got a phenomenally great staff, and they many times know the problem before it ever gets to us. And they stay on top of things, and every ward, I think, gets equal treatment, and everybody in the town knows that if there's something really wrong, you don't need, it's one call, and generally somebody's going to be there. Police, fire, public works, water, sewer, whoever will be there quickly to deal with your issue. And I am told by a number of realtors that work the area that Batavia has become a very popular place that people want to move because of, quote unquote, the quality of life that they can find in this town. And so I thank you all for getting us to that degree, because we're there, and we should boast about it a little bit because we have a lot to be proud of. So thank you. Right. All right, moving then to item 10.5, ordinance 2025-048, amending section 8 of the municipal code to modify rates for the EV charging stations.
Good evening again. As you know, we had a discussion at the COW regarding setting the rates for the new level 3 chargers and reducing the rate for the level 2 chargers. We talked about a grace period just in case a car would stay at the level 3 charger and occupy it and prevent somebody else from using it. And Alderman Pieper reached out to me over the weekend and asked if we could just do a quick modification or have a discussion first for a modification for putting a cap on how much we would charge somebody if they were in there. So, Alderman, do you want to take that, or do you want, is that good enough? Go.
I think so. Just thinking it over, I wanted to, given that $1 per minute can lead to a pretty hefty charge over time, I figured that having a cap here would help ensure that in case of any emergency situation or a car breakdown or something like that, somebody doesn't end up getting charged like hundreds or even possibly thousands of dollars due to circumstances beyond their control, because this is really intended to prevent people from misusing the space. But at that point, like, I think a $50 charge is already unpleasant enough to make people want to not just park there. And after that, like, we don't want to get headlines saying, you know, citizen gets charged $1,000 because their car broke down or something like that. So I think just having a cap would be a sensible choice. I was also I actually had the thought earlier as well. Would we need to add anything about, say, for longer periods, if somebody did just leave their car there for like 4 or 8 hours, maybe then having a towing, call come in for that?
That's been an interesting kind of discussion that we've had while we were working with the grants and how we were going to police that or handle that. It's a little interesting because the chargers are on the school property. So I know Chief Blowers and Max and we had some discussions early on about how we would handle that. And I think one of the things we'll be doing is setting up a camera on the police station that can look over in and take a look at that. And then we'll make sure we've got surveillance on there. So I think that's going to be a case by case thing. I don't think, we're not anticipating anything, but we have begun those discussions, and we can bring that back once we know more definitively what those could look like.
Yeah. Could we also maybe at the stations, or at least, near the stations, add signage that if you're having like a problem with your car, you can't leave the space, contact the city just to know that there's an extenuating circumstance? Would that be available?
Sure, I think we could probably do something like that.
Okay.
Alderman Fehrenbach?
Thank you. Yeah, I think I'd be in support of something like this, sort of a cap on the per minute overage fee. Again, I think even if it's not an emergency, If somebody just plumb forgets, I think we can set it at a rate that makes it hurt enough that they don't forget again, but also isn't, sort of us kind of price gouging and trying to take advantage of a poor high school kid who, who parks at the high school. So I'd be in favor of that, and I don't know if we would need to do some research on the rate, but it seems like maybe the handicap spot rates kind of make sense to me because that is a deterrent. But maybe we go a little lower than that. I don't know, just as a discussion point.
Yeah, I was just going to actually reinforce what Kevin just said. We should have a cap, but it should be high because speaking as an EV owner, you do learn that I can't leave my car here. And I will say these cars have very few moving parts, so the likelihood of it breaking down versus a regular ICE car is pretty low comparatively. To the point made earlier, I think a handicap fee, whatever that is probably the good max.
A question that just occurred to me is, how will we monitor this? Is it through the machine itself, or would we have to physically have somebody either there to see it, or?
Yeah, so it's through the machine. Then
Okay.
if somebody chose to come and disconnect the charger from the vehicle, then obviously the charger would be satisfied, but they could still be parking there, and that's where the surveillance would come in, or just complaints.
Okay. That was just
But
what I thought
I
about,
don't think anybody's sitting there watching the
Right, and
camera,
that's-
we're not doing that.
That's,
So-
to me, is overkill if we had to have another camera or something to sit there and watch the spaces that, if we get electronic feedback that it hasn't been used in 4 hours or something, I don't know what you want to set up as how you're going to monitor that.
It's a little bit of a rabbit hole, so I think once we get going with this, if it does continue to be a problem, we could come back with some recommendations if we see abuse.
And if you're charging it, there'll be an app on your phone. It'll just start sending you alerts that you're done charging and now you're being charged. So.
Alderman Beck?
I would support Dustin's recommendation to put a cap. If we're doing the $1 a minute, do we think 60 minutes, $60 isn't steep enough? Or do we let it go for 2 hours and charge them $120? Like, is there a minute fee? 2 hours? Charge them for 2 hours, $120.
Maybe parking a handicap spot is probably somewhere around there.
Well,
Does Chief know what the
I don't know what the handicap fee is.
yeah, Chief, do you know what the handicap penalty would be ticket would be if you park in a handicap spot?
I believe it's $250.
Is that what we would also find someone, say just a high schooler parks in it and no intention of charging, not even EV, what's the fine for parking in it and not charging anywhere in town? Is it $250?
The parking ordinance, so handicap
No.
parking?
No, the
specifically, or
EVs.
There's a schedule of parking fine violations. They
Okay.
vary.
I've never looked that up before.
Malay?
Is this a problem? Do we have complaints? Is it not happening like Jim's saying that, you get a notice on your app?
Right.
Yeah, it's generally not a problem. But where it is a problem is like hotels and everything, where you just have a long level 2 charger. Somebody will just plug it in, go sleep for the night, and come over. I think the use case mentioned here is a student at the high school who leaves his car plugged in all day and incurs hundreds of dollars of fines.
Yeah.
As a parent, I would say that's a behavior they should learn early. And I'm not opposed to people getting fined. It's like $120 or whatever it is, but we should cap it so a family doesn't go broke because their kid, left their EV in a parking lot.
Do we have problems with the ones out front here? I mean, because I've seen several times where there's cars that are parked in there that aren't a EV, just parked in the spaces. Have we ever fined anybody for parking in the wrong space or anything?
To my
like
knowledge,
that?
no,
I don't-
and we haven't received any complaints either of that situation happening.
I have pulled the cable over somebody parked there that wasn't supposed to be a non-EV to get it over to my car on the other spot. And to Jim's point too, or if we've had complaints, I've stalked a charger before, waiting for someone else, somewhere else, to get out of the spot, because it's like, it's been a long time, you have to be done by now, like move so that I can get home, kind of a thing. It's happened once, I shouldn't say it was a big deal, but it is annoying for the other drivers who are looking for it, so they wouldn't necessarily complain to the city, but it's irritating.
Anybody else?
Dustin, do you want to make a motion to add that with like a 120 cap on it?
Yep. That's an expensive parking space.
What's,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say right
Tesla?
now, parents that are here, what does it cost for a parking space semester a year that have paid
Over
that?
$200
Over 200?
at Grand Valley, over 200.
Well, I'm thinking of at Batavia.
Oh, Batavia.
I want to say it's over $300 for a space
Last I heard was.
for the year.
Oh, for Batavia.
Right.
Yeah, how do
This would
you
be
weight
single
this
listed.
parking incorrect, then, if you parked in a handicap spot?
Yeah.
Chief, if any of the police officers find someone parked in a handicap spot, no handicap sticker, $250. So I'm not saying as soon as you're I'm just saying you can go up to $250. It's $1 a minute, up to 250 minutes.
I almost hear two different situations here. One is the vehicle is plugged in, it's still sitting there, it's still, and I feel like that's what the concern that Dustin brought up. And then I'm also hearing somebody's just parked there and left their car there, like the situation that Abby has faced out here. So these are kind of two different scenarios we're talking about.
Yeah, and so I suppose following up on that a little bit, we kind of have two different sort of structures for punitive structures. One would be kind of parking and not charging while there. You just like I pull my internal combustion engine in, I get a ticket, right? Then the other one is just like, hey, hurry up, you've filled up, get out of there. That's what we're kind of talking about here now. Is that kind of the fair delineation there?
That's correct.
And then where I'm sitting at, I guess, just to kind of narrow this in, 120 is feeling right because that's 2 hours. It's a nice round number. I would feel comfortable going higher, but I might just propose that we do 120. I think that would be enough for a high school kid. I think a lot of parents would start getting mad. Maybe there's some rich folks out there who would consider it a fee rather than a punitive fine, but I don't know if there's anything we can necessarily do about that. So at 120, it's feeling right to me.
A teaching moment.
So would we add to it a proposition for non-electric vehicles using as a parking space? And that's just a flat out, like you're directly charged for it?
Ours has something to say on that.
So there is specific state statute for a non-electric vehicle using an electric vehicle parking space. The state fine on that is $75, and the statute indicates that you can increase the fine as a municipality to $100. So I would think that something similar to that fine structure for an electric vehicle using the space to charge would probably be appropriate.
So are we ready to vote on this tonight, or it kind of sounds to me like we're still having a discussion as
I
to
think
where
we
we
could
should?
make two amendments. We can hammer this out tonight. We could do 120 for the, if it's an electric car that overstays, that's the maximum that they get charged. And then a non-electric vehicle parked in that space would be illegal under the state statute, and I'd say we do 100. If that's what they will allow us to go to 100, because that'll teach people not to park in the spot.
Would you make that in the form of a motion for us?
It's his motion. I'm telling him what to add to it.
I'll make that motion, yes.
Okay.
Is the clerk okay with that motion?
I second that motion.
It would be cheaper for them to park there and unplug their vehicle.
If it's an electric vehicle, they could get a maximum fine of $120.
But if they unplug it and they just park there, then they only get a fine of $100.
And they don't get charged. They don't get
But that means
charged.
they'd have to watch the city council meeting to know that.
I think what we should have out there is we should have a link, maybe with the QR code, with a link to the city ordinance that governs that in front of the ones here. And I hate to say that we need to make more signs, and then the ones out at the high school. We've got a sign shop. I think it should be there, and I think we can do a QR code that they could look at to see what the rules are.
Right, and as we set up the app, this is all displayed. So
Mhm.
when you agree to download the app and charge here, that's all spelled out right away. So you know what the overage fee is, you know what the grace fee is, you know what the charging rate is. So that's known right away when you first engage the app.
Like, I can't wait to see what's going to happen at Tesla when they have that open and people go over. to Portillo's.
Yes.
Park their car and charge and go eat.
I guess I would be the opinion, however you want to do this, but I think there has to be an understanding here that the city of Batavia is not providing free electricity for people to charge their cars.
It's a convenience.
That is correct. You're not providing free electricity. Yeah, the way the app works, you have to be registered with the app, and then you pay through the app.
Right.
So you can't, if I were to walk up to a charger, just plug my car in, if I didn't have the app and I wasn't authorized, if I didn't have a payment, credit card on file with that app, it wouldn't start.
I mean, we had some of this discussion way back when this whole thing started, that the city was not going to be absorbing electrical charging onto our city supply by not charging somebody for it. So that's when this ordinance first got divided up and put in place, so. So I think we kind of know where we want to, are we ready to vote on it?
A clarifying question. So if I'm understanding the ordinance correctly, Chief, that is a non-electric car parking in an electric spot that gets up to a $100 fine. Is that correct?
State statute, yes.
Okay. And so then if it's an electric car, even if it's an electric car that pulls up, then we could do up to the 120.
There's nothing in statute prohibiting that, correct?
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that because I thought I heard somebody say, oh, so if somebody just pulls up in an electric car, it'd just be 100.
The other difference or distinction too is if it is a non-electric vehicle, the city could choose to have it towed from that spot for parking in that spot. So then the owner would be responsible for those tow fees in addition to whatever fine was levied.
Thank you.
Well, I think we'll have to include the state statute in this ordinance if we're going to modify it to go to 100, there should be a link to the state statute in the ordinance.
I guess I'm wondering, are we ready to vote on this, or do we need?
So I don't want to have it back at cow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. We did, yeah.
Second.
Have a second.
Third.
Okay, ask the clerk to call the roll.
Yes, sir. Pieper.
Aye.
Farrenbach.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Lancey.
Aye.
Beck. Malay. Malone.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa. Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Lohman. 12 yes, no, 2 absent.
Motion's approved.
Thank you all. Thank you for letting me bring this directly to the council.
Do you know when the one's going to be, or the two of them out at the high school, when those will be up and functional?
Should be by the end of the month.
Okay.
Just waiting on a contract for the point of sale system.
Okay. And then can we
with the
get
vendor.
info back in 6 months, how much use they've had?
Yeah, we could.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, just for the amendments, we need to vote again for the full thing?
Ah,
Okay.
true.
Motion as amended.
Ah, okay. Sorry about that.
Ah.
Sure.
Okay, moving to item number 11 on the agenda, city council updates, administrators report.
Yes, the Historic Preservation Commission met on September 8th, and they approved 3 certificates of appropriateness. Full plans can be reviewed on the city's agenda center, but they were a new wall sign for the new Cinco de Mayo market at 106 North, at 28 South Van Buren Street, a new roof gutters and downspouts for the Batavia Public Library, and also the city public plaza and a public restroom project at 106 North River Street. Community and Economic Development staff have signed the Illinois Secretary of State's notice for proper zoning, which is one of the last steps before the state issues the license to Tesla, the dealership at 501 North Randall Road. So they are progressing toward their opening soon. Human Resources onboarded 2 new hires. One of them was with us tonight. Rebecca Seckman joined as a finance assistant in our finance department, and Caroline Menzer joined the Public Works Department as a management analyst. And here at City Hall, roof repair has started and is progressing. I wanted to end by saying that we became aware of some ice activity that was happening today in our neighboring community of West Chicago. They have put information up on their website about that activity happening within their borders, alerting the community that their law enforcement officers follow the Illinois Trust Act, and then also providing a link to Know Your Rights information. And so we'll be doing a similar thing in case that activity begins to occur within our borders as well. We've had notice of limited activity in the past weeks, but nothing today. But what has happened in West Chicago gives us the thought that we should probably put more information out there for our community members. And that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Questions, Laura?
Thank you.
We have other business from the council? Okay, going to the 11.3, the mayor's report. I just want to share that our community development department has been really very busy recently, and I would give them a lot of credit for bringing in some new businesses into Batavia. And where the old Berkeley's grocery store was has now been refilled by a new grocery. And we've got the Save the Deli that was in there, which was very popular. And also over at Water and First Street, we now are going to get the Warehouse 55 out of our downtown Aurora. When I've talked with them, thanks to the development department, they were very anxious to move to Batavia and get into our area where they think there's a lot more customers in their nature of what they're selling than maybe they would find in downtown Aurora. So they're coming, and we're talking to several others that are actively talking to us. And we've also got several restaurants that are trying to put it together. There's a lot of moving parts. I talked with Mr. Olmsted on last Friday, and he's indicating to me that he's been through a lot of negotiations with a lot of people, and nothing's worked out. So he's finally made the decision. He's putting the building up for sale on October the 1st. And so that will be, I know there's people that are very interested in exploring buying that. So there's a lot of stuff happening, and I just want to give our professional staff that we have online here, they've really been doing a good number on kind of holding it together and getting some new people in. And there's been a couple that probably wouldn't have worked well with us, and after they chatted with them, they decided they'd go to some other town. But we really, I think, are on the right track here to kind of build downtown Batavia. And of course, I now am up to about 3 or 4 mayors in the region, including the mayor of Flossmoor, who tells me she couldn't come for a while because she's dealing with the Pope situation down there on an ongoing basis. But they all want to come on Saturday morning and see the farmers market. That this is a big thing, and a lot of people in other parts of the region are talking about the Batavia's farmers market, and that the quality of the vendors in there, and specifically the produce and the farm products and stuff that are being offered. I named some names, but I don't think I want to because they're not from Batavia, and it would probably cause some ill will in some other towns. But we've got some very positive things going on here, and I am very proud of the fact that we've got this here, and I give our city staff all the credit for kind of bringing this all together. So a lot to be proud of. All right, moving then to 12 is the executive session on the purchase or sale of real estate and the sale of electricity. Those are the two things I guess we're talking about.
Moved. Second.
Motion second to go into executive session. The clerk call the roll.
Wolf?
Aye.
Solfa?
Aye.
Barron?